So I read the engineers, and I mean I don't understand 90% of what they say, but I mean they're a lot more authentic and a lot more process than and settling the land with Hazara, Afghani, Shia, or creating paramilitary organizations to displace the local population and doing all of those things. Then they decided, you're just not popular, man. Just really?
No, this is your no. Because I understand your pain. I understand your pain. You don't have anything to say. You don't have any land. You don't have any country. That's why you want to just come and attack Iran. What? You want to come and attack Iran.
Who said I don't have a country?
No.
I swear you sound just like the Zionists with a different
ideology. What the fuck?
Let me give you some language. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
Why are you saying these things, man? You don't know what the fuck is
Calm down. Stop attacking women. Respect yourself. I'm speaking to you respectfully.
When I'm talking, you can get the stage and talk. You cannot just enter to the conversation. So, when you are talking about Syria, I said this before, I understand you. I understand people who are talking about Syria. Syria didn't happen because of Iran. Iran didn't start the war. Iran didn't go and say, okay, you know what, let's go and kill other people. 2011, that happened. United States, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. As you can see, in 2024, when the Ahmadinejad got the country, Trump said, this is not me, Trump said, I put Ahmadinejad in the office, literally.
Trump lies a lot, bro. Do you believe everything that Trump says?
This part, because, they changed their behavior, we understand. It's similar to that ISIS or Daesh never attacked Israel. We understand why. Ahmadinejad was United States agent in the region. So what happened in 2024? It happened in 2011. In 2011, they wanted to do same and put their agent in the office. So
are you trying to tell me Riyadh al-Assad was an American agent?
No. Assad was in the office.
No. In 2011, hold on. In 2011, who was the leader of the opposition?
I have no clue, honestly.
Okay, so how are you saying that they wanted to put their agent if you don't even know who the leader of the opposition was?
I don't even know the name. I know the history.
You don't need to know the background. You just make accusations.
I know the history. I can't.
Oh, okay. So you don't know who was in charge of the opposition. You just know for a fact that it was an American agent.
Don't try to manipulate individuals, okay?
Wow. Fantastic. I love your analysis, man. I don't know the history. I don't know who was in charge, but I know it was an American agent. Come on, man.
He's not American.
I understand. He doesn't have to be American.
Dates, history.
Yes, dates, history.
When happened?
Yes, dates, history. Yes. So Muhammad, the point. Listen. The point is.
Let me finish. You can get this picture, okay? So, 2011, other countries entered to the war. 2012, Iran entered to save the Assad. Nobody.
It was 2011 that entered Assad. We corrected you earlier. Yes, it was 2011.
2012. Go and.
Bro, it was 2011, bro. Come on, man.
Honestly,
bro, they
honestly, it's 2011.
They jumped in.
Okay.
It's 1910. It's 1910.
Oh my God! Come on, stop trolling when you.
Yeah. So we established that. So as Muhammad, without getting into the details, so we've established that Iran committed war crimes, right, and supported a genocidal regime in Syria. Right?
Of course no.
Yes, they did. They supported Bashar al-Assad regime. This was a genocidal regime. Yes, they didn't support Bashar al-Assad.
Who was legal regime then? Who was legal?
Doesn't matter if they're a legal regime. They're still a genocidal regime. Israel is a legal regime that doesn't. Israel is a legal regime that Israel is legally the regime in charge. That doesn't mean they're not committing genocide.
In Somaliland, who is legal? In
It doesn't do it. Legal regimes can still commit genocide. You know that, right?
Who is legal? You know, but based on
Legal regimes,
based on
even
international
regimes,
law.
legal regimes that are internationally recognized can still commit genocide.
Do you know the meaning of genocide?
No, I don't know the meaning of genocide.
Yes, we do. I put the link in the chat. It was 2011, Mohammed. You keep going to 2012.
Yeah. So we've established that Iran has participated in and supported war crimes in Syria. If you want to say genocide, that's fine. Iran did not participate in. Really? Qasem Soleimani did not do anything in Syria and Iraq.
He's trying to blame Iran instead of Israel. This is your technique. I believe.
Listen, no. It's not my technique, Ahmad. Because I blame Iran and Israel. I think both of them are bad. I think both of them
is under attack.
Both of them have a territorial and imperialistic ambition on Arab countries in the region.
You know,
Both of you. So don't tell me I'm a Zionist.
You are 100% Zionist.
How am I a Zionist if I'm calling Israel a genocidal state?
One second. I tell you what's going on. I tell you what's going on. Okay, what's happening? So actually, USA.
Hey, check your profile. I sent you invite.
With the history, I told you, they have attacked all over the world. Now they want to portray everything on Iran government and Israel probably. And Israel probably. So we are the bad people and we see each other. You understand? This is the scenario, Muhammad. Okay, this is what's going on.
Listen, what's going
No
on?
sense, Tentora. You make no sense. You make no sense. You come in, you think the way you speak is any different than Zionists. The only difference is the ideology. With the way both of you guys speak.
You don't know what I have lost. You don't know what I have lost fighting for Palestine. Okay, you are one American who giving money and tax for murdering Palestinian kids. But instead, you know what we do? We every month we send money to the Palestinians for charity. This is our difference. You send money to feed them.
There is no difference.
We send money to feed them.
Absolutely nothing about where I come from. Okay, so you're obviously somewhere cushy in a Western country using their internet. Somewhere.
I am not in Western Carnegie. I'm not. Stop assuming. Okay, you arrogant nose up. American lady. Okay, you are arrogant. The arrogancy is just falling apart from you. You know, your nose up. You're a nose up person.
Just like a Zionist.
You know,
You cannot compare me. I can right now put all my heart.
Alright. I think hopefully you guys got it out of the system. Let's move back. Go back to the topic. I think Kay is here. Kay, are you gonna spice it up for us?
Oh my God.
Kay is wonderful. He cooked you yesterday, but he almost got you until I came and rescued you. You were rescued by Amir the car man. Munir, you're done. You need to pack up your bags and your mama's career is over.
Amir, the thing is, I'm not scared of anyone. You have no idea.
You're done. You need to pack up your bags and your mama's career is over. Go on.
Yeah, I support you for sure, but you're a diaper.
Munir, do you change diapers with elderly people? Because I think you have an obsession with diapers.
Yeah, he's a person. He watches
social service. He volunteers at the local senior aid center.
And then he asks to be put into the, I guess, paperwork that has to do with diaper duty.
Yeah, well, it's a dirty job. Nobody wants to do it. He's willing to do the job.
And he does it without gloves on. I mean, he does it with bare hands. It's not gloves and shit.
So you do agree that Amir is a...
No, I don't agree. I just think that because you hear his age, that you make the assumption he has a diaper, that you wish he had a diaper on, that he fantasized changing his diaper. It's really creepy, Munir. Can you please
have a scat fetish?
Yeah, listen, the thing is, in Muhammad and Tantura, like it or don't like it, the vast majority of Arabs have the same opinion that I do.
Of
You
course
know,
not.
you can sit
Yes,
here
but
now.
Now, okay, let me say, let's do one mic. Let him let explain, and then I can give it to Muhammad and then Tantura. Can we do one mic at a time, please? We can't even understand what the fuck is going on. Go on, Ben Yadam.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
you
you can
just
sit
give
here
it to
debating.
Tantura, please hold on. Go and let Ben Yadam finish.
Yeah, so you can sit here debating from now until the end of the day, trying to convince people that you're so much better and that they are the great Satan and you are the angels. You can try to do all your, Iranian Hasbara, but the problem is that most Arabs are recognizing the truth. Most Arabs recognize that Iran is a threat and Israel is a threat, right? Most Arabs are not Zionists, but most Arabs do not like Iran.
Okay, wait, hold on. But yeah, you just put Israel and Iran as a threat equally. That's kind of BS. But yeah,
Look at it from a Syrian standpoint.
yeah, no.
Who killed more people?
You said all Arabs. You said Arabs.
I said most Arabs.
I know,
I
but
said
that's
most
not
Arabs,
true.
yes.
Most Arabs,
Yeah, that is true.
they hold on. They view Israel and Iran at the same level of threat.
No, I'm not necessarily the same level.
Don't put them on the same sentence. Every country, hold on, no, it's the way you sound. I know.
I did not say that.
Let
Let me correct you. I said most Arabs view both as a threat.
Yes.
Not
So
necessarily
I'm
at the same
asking
level.
you. I know. That's what I said. Hold on. Shut up, Mariano. I said do not put them on this. Don't place them in the same sentence at all.
No,
They don't
we
belong
can't
in the
make
same
them the same
sentence.
sentence. They do belong.
Every country has a potential of threat. Is it anywhere near Israel? Fuck no.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Listen.
In the case of Iran, with regards to Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, the Gulf countries, they have actually committed
Hold
more
on.
atrocities.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Iran has committed more atrocities in Lebanon than fucking Israel?
More atrocities.
No.
Hold on. You didn't let me finish the sentence. You didn't let me finish the sentence.
You said it. I caught you.
No, you didn't let me finish the sentence.
You're a fucking liar.
You didn't let me finish the sentence. I was gonna say they've committed more atrocities in Syria and Iraq.
You said Lebanon. Hold on.
I said.
Did you
I also said the Gulf countries. I said
You said
I also said
Gulf
Gulf
countries?
countries.
So wait,
Yes.
you also said Lebanon.
Yes, I said Lebanon because they have also basically tried to take over Lebanon.
Please walk it back.
They haven't caused as much atrocity.
Yeah, you can't.
No, I didn't say that. No. Because you didn't let me finish my
I'm gonna
sentence.
place some of the same
Age,
sentence.
you did not let me finish my
All I'm telling you
sentence.
is do not put.
You did not let me hear
I know.
finish
All
my
I'm letting you know
sentence.
is do not put.
I said that all of these countries, I listed the countries that view Iran as a threat, and then I was getting to the atrocities. I was saying they have caused more atrocities in the case of Syria and Iraq than Israel has to those specific countries.
Okay, it's on you.
There is nothing to say here. We know that Benny gets
Who's killed more Syrians?
But you killed. This is not the point. You actually said no. You said both Arabs first of all. Then you also brought in Lebanon. Then you went to go and try to clean up what you were saying.
Yes,
So please be very specific. Both Arabs. Okay, so we agree. Hold on.
Iran and Israel as a
At the
threat.
same level threat.
Not necessarily at the same level, but hold on, the ace. But most Arabs view both as a threat.
Okay, so where is this stats? Who's most? Do you have stats?
You
I
want
understand stats. Most.
Yeah, you want to bring stats about how unfavorable Iran is in the Arab world?
1 second. Who's the aggressor? Who actually has caused the most amount of havoc? There would be no Hezbollah if there wasn't fucking Israel,
That's not true.
right?
100% true.
Oh,
That's not true.
Hezbollah be
That's not true.
Wouldn't have been the opportunity for Iran to come in and support them and infiltrate within.
No, Iran came in well before Israel did.
that's a lie.
No,
That
that's
is
not
absolutely true.
No, Mariana, how? When
Musa Sadr.
Musa Sadr was حركة أمل, and he rejected it, and for rejecting that sectarianism, he was disappeared.
Okay, for rejecting that, he was disappeared. Okay, so after the death of Musa Sadat, then in 1982 comes the split up, and there is many years later until Iran is directly involved in the Hezbollah and is giving them most of the funding. So yes, would there be Hezbollah if there wasn't? So Ace is 100% right. There wouldn't have been need for resistance if that wouldn't have come in.
You have
No, there still wouldn't have. No, because the 12er ideology that was spreading. Hold on. The 12er ideology that was spreading inside of Iran, inside of Lebanon, and supports for Waliyat al-Faqih, that existed independent of the Israeli invasion.
Yeah, and that was a break.
And Shia were already being oppressed.
Yes. Break off.
Harakat Amal was not part of the whole Waliyat al-Faqih ideology.
No,
They rejected that.
that's where it split off, and it
Exactly.
rejected, but there was still a resistance. That resistance was
Yes, but that resistance would not have been loyal to Iran.
Resistance wasn't created by you.
That resistance would not have been loyal to Iran. By the way, that resistance would have still existed because the Shia were being oppressed by the Maronites and the Palestinians.
But the Harakat Amal is Shia itself.
Yes, exactly. That's the point. That resistance would have existed
And not only
even
that,
if Israel didn't invade.
even with the ideology, there are Christian Orthodox people and there are Maronites who are involved in Hezbollah. Okay? So therefore it's a more of a resistance than it is.
This is much later. This is much later. But the point is, no. Yeah, this is much later.
It's intellectually dishonest to say that
No,
they
it's
were
not
the ones who
intellectually dishonest.
created Hezbollah. Like, I agree with you on a lot, but over here, no, not on that. Those are all
So,
internal
hold on.
tensions that
Would
still
there have
have
been a need for hold on? Would there have been a need for Shia resistance if it wasn't for Israel to invade?
No, and that's why
Yes.
Israel's the reason
Yes.
why we have the.
No, there was already Shia resistance against the Maronites.
You know, desperately.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me, Muhammad, please be quiet. Hold on.
You need
So
to
you're
go
telling
to
me.
that room and convince even Lebanese,
Okay.
Lebanese, not Iranian.
Okay. So you're telling me. So
that
okay.
Iran is a
Okay.
threat, not Israel. Okay.
I never said not
You're
Israel.
very bad at this.
Israel.
You need to.
Who said not Israel?
You need more training.
Why are you lying? I never said Israel wasn't a threat.
Somebody said both. He said both are
So,
threats.
Mangoes, you're telling me that there wasn't a Shia resistance prior to Israeli invasion?
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was.
No, there wasn't. They were
Yes, he was the one who
disenfranchised.
stood up against the Maronites.
Nobody stood up against the Maronites. They just.
That's how the Civil War started.
Of the Shia. No, that's not how it started. What are you talking
Yes.
about? You don't even know. It started because the PLO came into Lebanon. What are you
No,
talking
it's
about?
not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Yes, it
No,
is. And then it broke
that's
off
not true.
actions of who was going to work with Israel to take them out and who was defending them. And then they
That's
all
not
started
true.
fighting
That's
about
not
the
true.
resistance.
There was a coalition of every single group that wasn't a Maronite against the Maronites. There was the Shia,
that's not
the
Civil
Sunni.
War.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, that's how the Civil War
No,
started.
it's not. That's not.
Oh
You know,
my
the
God,
first
really?
feud- Yeah, because I'm a person who lived during the Civil War.
Doesn't
Okay?
matter.
So don't tell me. Don't tell me what's going on while I was feeling it. Please.
Yeah, first of all, you probably weren't born when the Civil War started.
Yes, I was. I was born 1982.
When the Civil War started,
From 1982 to 1987. Okay? So don't
Okay,
tell me
you
the
were a
world
baby?
died.
You were a baby?
I saw people. Yeah, I remember everything. Are you out of
Yeah,
your
okay.
mind?
Okay, even if you lived through it, that doesn't mean you know everything about it.
And I know about it because I studied about it. I know
a
about it because I
fallacy.
have family who were killed within it.
Even
Okay.
if you have family that were killed, that doesn't mean you know everything that happened. I can bring up sources for you now to show you. I can bring you sources right now to show you that
Mangoes, hold on a second. Hold on, Benny, hold on. Mangoes, I did look it up. There's a source that says there were Shia militias prior to Hezbollah becoming the militia.
prior to the Israeli invasion.
Yeah, there was Harakat Amal.
Yeah.
Not
Yes,
prior.
That's what I'm saying.
So prior to the Hezbollah thing. Prior
No,
to
prior
Hezbollah.
to Israel invading, there was Shia militias.
Yeah, prior to Israel invading.
Every area, every region had their own little, because we didn't have anything centralized at that time.
I
That's why
understand,
they-
but his point. Hold on. You need to understand. His point is that there was no need to have Hezbollah when you already have a Shia militia inside Lebanon prior to Israel invading Lebanon. You see what I'm saying? It's very simple. There was already a militia there that was protecting and defending Shia rights inside Lebanon.
No, Amir, Benny Adam's not saying that. Benny Adam's saying, no, that's not his argument.
You want the source? I'll give you a source here.
No. We're talking about Benny Adam's argument. That's not his argument at all. He's basically said that, Hezbollah wouldn't be Hezbollah. It wouldn't be something that Iran sort of, brought together if Israel wasn't the aggressor, right? The resistance wouldn't exist if there wasn't a resistance. He's not saying that, these Shias would have already, these groups would have already existed and there's no need for it.
Yes.
That's not, he's saying that even if there was no Israel and those actions never took place, there would still be a Hezbollah backed by Iran, is what he's saying.
So Benny, the way I look at it, right? You do bring up this point all the time that it was for the Wilayat al-Faqih. Sure, we can say one of the reasons was Wilayat al-Faqih, but there was other reasons as well. We can't deny the other reasons for it, right? The other resistance, resisting against the occupier, and Iran made Hezbollah more stronger than the other militia, right? That had more weaponry and more funding and training by Iran to be able to resist against the occupier because they hated Israel. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a better argument to make? Because
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but my argument is that there were Shia paramilitary forces that were established prior to the invasion of Israel.
I understand, right? Those are small.
Okay.
Those are small.
No, some of them were actually quite sizable.
No, they were small ones. They were only
They were not funded. They were not heavily funded by Iran.
I never said that they were Hezbollah. No. I never said that they were funded by Iran.
Yeah, but you need money to be a fucking militia. You
not that much. Not that much.
A lot of money, bro.
Militias, there was Maronite militias, there were militias of socialists, there was militias of what's it called? Of communists. Everybody had their little armies. They weren't anything serious. They were just all in their region.
They were serious enough to start a civil war.
Because of what happened?
Because
over the disagreement on what to do when the PLO came in.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Okay. Let's rewrite history. Let's rewrite history at this point.
Hold on, I'll find the source for you. Give me a second.
So Bangouz, you're making the argument it's due to the PLO started doing attacks from inside Lebanon, due to the PLO doing the attacks. But then here's my next question to you. Why were there people in Lebanon when Israel invaded Lebanon in 82? Why were there people from the Shia side were cheering it on?
They were cheering on the Israelis to come in and go after the PLO, because remember when the PLO came in, they took over a lot of the southern cities, including the Christian ones. They were massacred. It caused a lot of civil unrest, and then between the civil unrest, you had the people who were like, "No, we're going to resist with them," and then you had the people who were like, "No, we don't want to get involved in this. That our resistance only comes toward the border," and others who are like, "Just get them the hell out." And that's where the Civil War comes about, in a very simple term. You had the ones who wanted them out, the ones who wanted to fight beside them, and the ones who said our resistance only goes within Lebanon and nothing further than that.
So Hezbollah was needed because it was more powerful than any other militias out there.
Hezbollah wasn't needed, Hezbollah was created. So after Musa Sadat, who was one of those who said our resistance only goes as far as our borders and had different ideas from the PLO, and then he was disappeared. He was disappeared at that time because of different interests, including Gaddafi, the IRGC before it came to fruition in Kuwait, and as well as the PLO all had their hands in the disappearance of Musa Sadat.
Okay, and think many
And then after
the argument.
After he was killed or disappeared, because even till this day there's arguments whether he was still alive, whether he was disappeared, whether he was killed. Okay, then Harakat Amal, which is the resistance group, and it wasn't even a resistance group to begin with, it was a group to rise up the Shias that were disenfranchised within Lebanon after an avalanche, and some of the cities and the government never came to help the minorities. So that's where Harakat Amal came from. It was like a movement of hope. and it was to like educate the poor Shia population. Even the Shah of Iran was donating in order to get the education across and to start businesses. That's how it started, and then came the invasion, and then the resistance to the invasion. And after he died, it factioned off, and then Hezbollah became. Because Harakat Amal did not want to, play by their Iran's rules. So there we go, splits off.
So did Harakat Amal had ability to fight against Israel?
They did have an ability, and then they did. They still till this day. Like, that's Nabih Berri's party. Speaker of the House. It's been forever.
So in other
They're not
words,
perfect.
so what Beni Adam is saying, there's truth to it, right? That you don't really need Hezbollah.
No, there is truth to it. Yeah, we didn't really need it. It was more of like something that could be controlled in a proxy later. It didn't start off that way, but then it,
So hold on for a second. Like, aren't you saying that Hezbollah was still a bit created by Iran? Isn't that what you were saying?
there was still like that 12er ideology, right? That whole, what is it, forget, Amir says.
Vilayat al-Faqih.
And that's where it kind of splits off, where they were like, no, we don't want to really be too sectarian. Harakat Amal was like, sects are great, but sectarianism is evil, is exactly what Musa Sadr said. And then that ideology kind of broke off. And then, like, very soon they came into, like, fund them with that ideology. So was it created by them? No, it was a movement that broke off. Was it accelerated? Yes.
Yeah, so Ace, if you look into it, right, there was this mission. Iran wanted to be able to control Lebanon. You see what I'm saying? And they wanted to set up the same Islamic system that they had inside Iran, the same in Lebanon. You see what I'm saying? So now Benny Adams making the argument that you didn't have to have this militia. They just established a militia. Well, you didn't need a militia. There was another militia from a Shia background that had the ability, what the Mango said, had the ability to fight against Israel, but it was not controlled by Iran. So Iran wanted some control over that part of the region. That's the argument I think Benny Adams is making, right, Benny Adams?
Bani Adam is checking with Israel to see what he's saying. He needs to say. So,
Muhammad, can you please stop calling him? He's not a Jew. He's Christian, by the way. And he not only hates Zionists, but not Muhammad. Not only hates Zionists, he hates the Jews as well. By the way, he's anti-Semitic. All right.
Anyone, Amir, who is saying Iran and Israel has same threat to Arab war.
That's his opinion, Muhammad. I can't suppress his voice.
So how
That's
is
his
that
opinion
making me a
because what happened
Zionist,
to his
though?
people.
Hold on, how does that make me a Zionist, though? If I view Iran and Israel, both of them, equally as threatening to the Arab world, how does that make me a Zionist?
That's his opinion. Opinions everyone has one.
I can explain it. Do you want? Okay. So, just imagine you are in a war with Israel, yeah? You can see the topic of the conversation. Iran war. Iran is under attack with United States and Israel right now. Yeah. What should we do right now as a ummah, as other people, as the Muslims, or as the Arab? Is really good time to point out some problems of Iran with Bahrain, some problem of Iran with Iraq, with Syria, with Lebanon. Is it a good time? Iran is under attack.
I've been making these arguments well before this war started.
But Muhammad, you sound like a Zionist
need to-
right now. Like, it's like, the Zionists say that, is this a time for Jews to be saying that Israel is wrong because we're at war? These are different ideologies, same talking points.
So do you think this is a good time then, Mangoes?
Yes, any time is a good time to say this is not right. the present is a good
So-
time to point out that this is not right, this is not okay.
Okay,
Yes.
just imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a perfect time. Anytime it's truth is truth. It doesn't matter what time it is.
Of course.
That's it.
But I have one question. Just imagine your house is under bomb. Yeah, they're bombing your house. Okay, what is my duty right now? To question you, to say, Mangoose, what is your religion? What you have done? What was your sin? I need to your true face. Or first of all, you need to save Mangoose from this motherfucker bombing, and after war, you will come back to the table and talk about history, which part Iran did bad things, which part Iran did good things.
So what you're saying is make a deal with the devil and pay later? Is that what you're saying?
Of course not.
Because that's the thing. If somebody has me at gunpoint, in your own analogy, someone has me at gunpoint, and they say at gunpoint, if I'm gonna save you, though, I'm gonna take your firstborn daughter, but I'm gonna save you at the same time. You're basically saying that I have to kowtow to your saving comes with a price. Your saving comes with something I have to pay to you, which is loyalty, which is subjugation. It's the same thing.
No.
As if we're gonna stop on the subjugate.
Can I talk?
Go ahead. Because you keep incriminating yourself the more you speak.
Okay. So, I understand your pain. You know, you have a lot of pain, and this is the very good time to take a revenge of Iran. Yeah, you can go ahead. I can guarantee you, all of you here in this chat, Iran will win and already won the war, kick the United States ass and Israel together. Iran will be much, much stronger there, and it will be 6,000 years over there. You cannot challenge huge, big nation. This is the reality. What is my point? I'm saying Iran is not there to taking over anything. We helped Lebanon. You got money, as you mentioned, for your education from us.
No.
Now you're coming here blaming me?
During the Shah, there was education
How much money Iranians spent in Lebanon? Those were our money. You are blaming us.
You got an army. You got an army for that money. You got an army for that money. You got an army that started wars that I lost my house, I lost cousins, I've lost family, I've lost everything.